the questions that's asked most when a child dies is, when does healing take place? And as a bereaved mom, that's a question that I ask myself every day. When is the healing going to take place? I first became a bereaved mom 25 years ago when I lost my little baby, infant baby, Samuel. And I can tell you that things do get better over the years, but I can also say that I don't feel at all totally healed as healing goes. What I feel is that the pain is less acute. And the pain became less acute, not all at once, but it became less acute as the years went on, and I do mean years. About 5.5 months ago now, I had an adult son die very unexpectedly, and I once again had my heart shattered, as many others have had. And my first cry to God was, when is this pain going to end? In fact, I ask that every single day of God. Is it ever going to end? The one thing I asked God was to never allow me to have to feel this type of pain again. Of course, we know that didn't happen. I know from experience, and I know from talking to other bereaved parents, that the pain of child loss never, ever totally goes away. And that's a hard fact for any parent to grasp. To think that my heart will never feel the same again, or to think that your heart will never feel the same again, is a very difficult thing. I know that in time the pain will lessen, but we have all those terrible firsts to go through. I'll be honest with you, I'm dreading our first Christmas without my son Mike. I don't know how my family is going to deal with that. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. There's no textbook that can guide us properly through the pain of child loss into the light of healing completely, because each one of us handles our grief differently. I do know that in time things will feel better, and I cling to that hope, and I think that's the hope that every one of us as bereaved parents clings to. So what do we do in the interim? What do we do while we're trying to heal? How do we get through this? The thing that has helped me most has been talking about my children to others, and I know that's hard to do because it's a very uncomfortable thing for others to listen to about the death of your child. However, the more I talk about my children, the more I mention my son Samuel's name, the more I mention my son Mike's name, the more I can feel an internal strength. That's about the only way I can say. It's an internal feeling that I'm going to get through this. Somehow I will get through this. And I would offer that bit of hope to any parent going through the pain of child loss, is to constantly be aware that healing, complete healing, it's not going to happen overnight. It never really happens. We're always left with the scars and that pain of loss. But what will happen is eventually things will seem better, in the fact that our pain will not be as sharp and as acute and as raw as it once was. I'd like to leave you with a thought that I've clung to over the years, and that thought is, at first we think about the death of our child constantly, and after a while we think that we are the only one that this happened to. But as the years and years pass and we grow in our grief, we are able to cling to the idea, the thought that our child was part of us, that our child's life did matter, and we can find true and lasting joy in that thought.